on, and since we were talking about Amanda, let's talk about Issa Rae, because I was like gonna bring that up as like a casual thing, but I was like, let's turn it into its own story, since we already talked about Amanda dealing with, Shannon Sharp downplaying her bullying racist experience or whatever when she was a kid. So Amanda also opened up, they talked about Candace Owens, they talked about all that stuff, and like people, like black media and all this other stuff, how welcoming they were to her in, inviting her back to the cookout after all the shit she done said about the black community, because clearly y'all must be masochists and like all that type of stuff. Y'all like getting beat down by, the hierarchy, and then, they'll take them back. Y'all love y'all abusers. But so she went on, and talked about Issa Rae. It was I kid you not, that segment went on for 45 minutes. I did post that separate 45-minute clip. Well, it's not really a clip. It's like pretty much a whole episode by itself. That is on my website if y'all want to go check it out and watch the whole thing on its own. But I do want to play a segment where she talked about Issa Rae. And she said that because I didn't even know they had issues with Issa Rae. I remember that I was hearing stuff about her on Insecure and how they were saying like she was problematic, that she was, there was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes with her. But it happens around the 26th mark of the episode. And she talked about a 2019 incident where she claimed security and Ray's associates shouted at her to leave an Insecure event in Hollywood at Anderson's demand. And what it was that Issa Rae's publicist wanted Amanda kicked out of an Insecure party. And now she said over the years that she tried to invite the women to things. She would get them gifts. She would invite them to her house. She would do all these other things to try to create this camaraderie. And a lot of the women would kind of just be like, they can't come. They really didn't want to, I guess, be friendly with her. And I also want to give Amanda a shout out for actually coming out as autistic. Which she says is like, yeah, when you want to provide somebody with, when I'm asking for a lot of information, it's not because I'm trying to go against whatever it is that you're saying or whatever. It's just the fact that sometimes, especially when you're someone who has, I don't look at autism as something like some people look at it as sort of like developmental issues or whatever the case is. I think she's someone who is highly intelligent and highly functioning. And that's what I think autism pretty much is someone who's just way too intelligent for their own good, but has issues really, what's the word? Like really interacting with people. I think sometimes when people are autistic, have a hard time being friendly, outgoing and stuff when it comes to people, or the way they go about it apparently rubs people the wrong way. But it's just them being them. So I don't see Amanda coming across as someone who is just a mean girl, whatever the case is. But a lot of times in Hollywood, a lot of people are assholes. But I do want to play y'all this clip. Hold on, because I had to pause it because I was like, I didn't want people to come in and wait, hold on. Because I was like, I did not want that to play, and then all of a sudden we get flagged. I got to do it the same way I did it before. So please hold. We'll play the clip. And here we go.
So I've never talked about this publicly because it has always been incredibly important to me to protect Issa. Because I know that Issa is doing something within this business that so few people get to do. Mm-hmm. And it's not something I desire to do. Like, I'm not interested in getting $100 million production deal. Like, that's not a life that I want for myself. But I know that her role is very important. And so I've always protected Issa. However, there's just been enough instances at this point where I should have been protected by Issa and I wasn't. And one of my biggest problems that we have discussed several times in this interview is that I think people are going to show up for me the way I show up for them. Mm-hmm. And now it's at a point where my protecting of Issa has become turned on to me and something that people are using against me. There's a whole narrative that is completely false that people keep spinning. They keep saying, that I'm this mean girl on this set, that I harmed these people on this set. I just want to point out something very basic. How can I be a mean girl on a set that ain't my set? How? It's your show. You are my boss. I don't even have the capacity to be the mean girl here because you can fire me. So there's no way for me to be a mean girl in this situation. And I know some people that may buck up against like the confirmation bias that they've created, but it simply is the truth. At the end of season 1, I pulled Issa aside after this. I said, can we go to dinner? I want to take you to dinner. I took her to dinner. I said, I feel like you think I have something against you. And I don't know why you feel that way. Because we had been cool from even before this. Right. No, I said, I feel like you have something against me. And she said, well, I feel like you have something against me. And I was like, based on what? She said, well, I guess I was looking at you like your character. Am I that good of an actress? She wrote the character, bro. What? And so I said, you know what? So let's clean the slate because that's not. I have nothing against you. I really don't. And if that came off, that was not my intention. But by the end of the show, there were just certain scenarios where I had to really always be the bigger person and be the balm to the situation. And then in season 5, she just came out of her face at me one time too many, and I just chose to stop being the bomb because the show was wrapping. It was the end of the season. It was the end of the series. And I'm just not going to keep doing this.
So what did you do?
Nothing. I just stopped communicating.
Oh. I mean, I had a little rail, and he says that Issa is like most of her set is with women, camera people, et cetera, and that she's very empowering to women.
Oh, I disagree. She wasn't empowering to me. She didn't feel like she didn't feel like I deserved to be protected. I'm only giving I'm only giving a portion of the situation. Yeah. So, but that was my experience. Okay. And nonetheless, I have still always protected her because I felt like it was my responsibility to do so, but it is not.
And here's the thing, what people need to realize is that 2 things can be true at the same time. While you could be an advocate for women empowerment and vote for everything black, which she has said on the red carpet, you could also be a mean girl and a gaslighter. And the one thing I don't like about people in power is the fact that, okay, if you're going to come into this space and you want to be the one that creates this empire for that way you can create black entertainment, which is the way it should be in a lot of situations where it's like we have those moguls who want to create opportunities for people of color and black folks or whatever and give them an opportunity to create their own show or their own movie or whatever the case is, which is what Tyler Perry really ain't doing that. He just wants to make his own shit and then do whatever he does with that. But then you got 50 Cent out here who's creating his own studio out in, I think, was it Louisiana? And he's got that whole thing burgeoning and that sort of thing. So if you want to create a situation where you want to do that, then that's great. But you also have the responsibility to protect your talent, because she even told a story about Keke Palmer, no good ass baby father brother Sharonis, who was on the show, and how he was trying to pop off and start shit with Amanda, because at one point everybody on the set was told not to even speak to Amanda. She does mention that in the thing. And she was also talking about how like she was the only one, because she said she felt it was for her to come and confront him on some other stuff because, he knocked up one of the actresses, as y'all know the story, on Insecure and got a baby with her. The one that, this whole story where he was trying to get custody and all this other mess. Word on the curb was he denied the child was his. And so she said that she wanted to bring him in, and she felt it was her need to come to him and tell him what everybody else was talking about, his whole situation behind the scenes, because everybody was talking about it, but nobody brought it to him. And then he goes and says, well, why nobody brought it to me? Nigga, are you dumb? Like, first of all, nobody's going to come to you. And this is how Hollywood is. It's a bunch of pussies running around talking shit about everybody, smiling in your damn face. All the time they want to take your place. Them backstabbers. Yeah, they're a bunch of damn backstabbers and sharks and vultures in this industry. They're not thinking about being your friend and protecting you. Like, are you? Well, clearly he is new because he ain't did shit since Insecure, his little moment on that show. So, I think he thanked her, but at the same time, you was the same one talking shit and saying all this mess about her, when she was the one that was not balls, that had the balls to come to you and tell you what everybody was saying. And she said, you need to claim that child because everybody out here saying that you trying to act like you said it's your child and they clearly messed me up. All right, Mary. So it was like, yeah, you was doing all of that. And, so I said, let's say, you know what? I love Lisa. I like Issa Rae. I like a lot of stuff she did. I like Insecure. I ain't really care for rap shit. Um, and I'm rooting for her to just continue to be successful and stuff. But girl, you can't be out here just being a mean girl and gaslighting and doing all this other stuff and, treating your talent like crap.